In 1972, a film was released that would forever change the landscape of cinema, The Godfather. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola, was more than just a crime story. It was a portrait of family, power, and the price of loyalty. Before The Godfather, most gangster films were loud, fast, and one-dimensional. They focused on shootouts, robberies, and criminals as stereotypes. Mario Puzo's novel and Coppola's vision changed everything. By putting the Corleone family at the center, crime wasn't just violence anymore. It was about legacy, tradition, survival, and the burden of power. Marlon Brando's performance as Vito Corleone redefined the image of a mob boss. He wasn't just a cold killer. He was calm, calculating, and almost regal. To outsiders, he was feared. To his family, he was a protector. In Vito, audiences saw a contradiction. A man capable of compassion, but also cruelty, depending on who asked for a favor. Then came Al Pacino's Michael Corleone. He begins as the son who wanted nothing to do with the family business. A decorated war hero. A man with a future outside the shadow of the mob. Yet, as violence closes in, Michael is pulled into a world he tried to escape. His transformation is one of cinema's most tragic arcs, from innocent outsider to ruthless don. Every choice he makes feels logical, but each one takes him further from the humanity he once had. This is what makes The Godfather so powerful. It's not just a crime movie. It's about systems of loyalty, the sacrifices people make for family, and the thin line between love and control. The famous line, "It's not personal, it's strictly business," sums up the world Coppola created. In this world, loyalty brings protection, betrayal brings death, and power is never permanent. The film's production itself became legendary. Few believed it would succeed. Coppola was young, untested, and constantly clashing with the studio. They didn't want Brando. They didn't want Pacino. But Coppola fought for his vision, and in doing so, gave cinema a masterpiece. Everything about the film felt different. Gordon Willis' dark, shadow-heavy cinematography gave the movie its haunting look. Nino Rota's score became instantly iconic, a piece of music that can still move people to this day. Even the pacing was bold, slower, quieter, with long conversations instead of endless action. Yet every scene felt tense, alive, and unforgettable. The Godfather became more than a movie. It became a cultural event. Its quotes are still repeated today. "I'll make him an offer he can refuse. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer." These lines escaped the film and became part of everyday life. Its influence spread everywhere. Without The Godfather, there would be no Sopranos. Countless directors and writers shaped their work around it. From dramas about business and politics to stories about family and betrayal, the film's DNA is everywhere. Even outside of film, politicians, athletes, and businessmen have quoted The Godfather as if it were a guide to power. But at its core, The Godfather is about something very human: family. It asks the question, how far would you go to protect the people you love, and what do you lose in the process? Half a century later, The Godfather still feels alive. It doesn't just entertain, it teaches. It shows us that power always comes with a cost. That loyalty can both save and destroy, and that the choices we make can define us forever. That is why, long after the final curtain, the Corleones will never be forgotten.